So let's now go to taxation. Hello Pinnacle Babies, hello future CPAs. So let's now go to taxation final pre-boards. So as you can see, sinulat ko lahat ng solutions on the board para mas maging efficient yung discussion natin. Ready? Sige, let's go to number 1. Which of the following is taxable on income within and without the Philippines? So alam natin class, ang taxable ang within and without yung resident citizens and domestic corporation. So sagot dito class is letter B. Filipino citizen residing in Laguna for number 1 is letter B. Yung letter A kasi, resident alien yan. Yung letter C naman, NRFC. Yung letter D, NRC. So yung A, C, and D, taxable lang sila within the Philippines. Number 2, which of the following statements is incorrect? Yung A, B, and C, tama yan. Ang mali yung D. The power of taxation must first be expressly granted either by law or constitution before the state may validly exercise it. Mali yun kasi yung power of taxation is an inherent power of the state. Okay, so letter D for number 2. Let's go to number 3. Which of the following income earned by a resident citizen is not subject to 20% FWT? Yung A, B, and C, lahat yan 20% final withholding tax. Yung letter D, royalties on books, 10% yan. Okay? Number 4, in ordinary partnership or yung regular corporation, taxable sila as regular corporation. Statement 1, distribution of income to partners are deemed dividends, generally subject to 10% final tax. Tama yan. Statement 2, share in net income are required to be reported. Mali na yun kasi subject na sa final tax, hindi mo na kailangan i-report yan sa ITR. Statement 3, the partnership is subject to regular corporate income tax of 25% or 20%. Again, ordinary partnerships are taxed as regular corporations. So tama yung statement 3. True, false, and true. Letter B, only 2 statements are correct. Number 5, which of the following is an inherent limitation of the power of taxation? Yung A, C, and D are constitutional limitations. Letter B, territoriality, that's the inherent limitation. Number 6, statement 1, non-resident citizens are taxable on all income derived from sources within the Philippines. Tama naman yan. Statement 2, RCs and domestic corporations are taxable on all income derived from sources within or without. Tama yan. Statement 3 yung mali. Bakit sir? Foreign corporations, whether or not engaged in trade or business in the Philippines, taxable lang sila within the Philippines. So alagay kasi, within or without, so mali na yan. Statement 4, actually tama din yan. Aliens, whether residents or not, so yung RA and NRA, taxable sila within the Philippines. True, true, false, true. Letter D, only statements 1, 2, and 4 are correct. Number 7, okay, computation naman tayo. 7 and 8, so tingin kayo dito. Ito yung solution natin sa 7, ito naman yung sa 8. So tingin natin class. Tax corporation, a domestic corporation in its 4th year of operation. So pag nakalagay sa problem, 4th year, 5th year, 6th year of operations, ang ini-imply nun, subject na yan sa 2% na MSIT. Okay? Sales net of 5% CWT. Siyempre, pag naka-net sa CWT, gross up natin, 13.3 million, divide mo by 95%, makukuha mo dyan, class, yung 14 million. Okay? So, by the way, yung number 7, assumption is itemized. Number 8 naman, OSD. Cost of sales, 5,850, minus natin yan. Operating expenses, minus natin, which is 7,990,000. Meron kang non-operating income na 250,000. We get a net taxable income, 410,000. Take note class, may given na total assets, 110 million. Meron land na 20. 110 minus 20 is 90 million yung assets excluding land. So, pasok ba yan sa MSME? Yes. Because 90 million yung assets excluding land, and then yung net taxable income natin is below 5 million. 410,000 lang siya. So, MSME yan. Times 20%, yung RSIT natin is 82,000. But don't forget na subject yan sa MSIT na 2% ng gross income. Paano compute yung gross income? Sales minus cost of sales plus non-operating income. Na-compute ko dito class na gross income is 8.4 million times 2%. Yung MSIT natin dyan is 168,000. Whichever is higher, 168,000. Kaya sagot na natin sa number 7, letter D, 168,000. Number 8, income tax due naman class assuming OSD. So meron tayong gross income na 8.4 million because again, corporation tayo. So tax corporation na nakalagay. So ibig sabihin, 40% of gross income yung OSD natin. Ano yung gross income? 8.4 million times 40%, meron kang OSD na 3,360,000. We get a net taxable income na 5,040,000. This time, hindi na tayo qualified as MSME because nag-exceed ng 5 million net taxable income natin. RSIT natin is 25%. Okay? Compare mo yan. So RSIT, 1,260,000. Compare natin sa MSIT. Same MSIT as yung previous problem. 168, syempre, whichever is higher, 1,260,000. Sagot natin sa number 8, letter D, 1,260,000. Okay, number 9 and 10 naman class, ang assumption is individual naman, okay? So yung 9 and 10, solution natin is this one. So tingnan natin class. An individual taxpayer purely engaged in business reported the following financial results. Yung number 9, what if the OSD? Okay, so meron tayong gross revenues na 800,000. Cost of sales, actually i-ignore mo yan. Kasi ang difference ng corporation sa individual, sa corporation, yung previous problems natin, ang OSD is based on gross income. Tama ba? Kapag naman individuals, based on GSR, gross sales or receipts. So ang basis mo ng OSD ay yung 800,000. Huwag yan. So 800 times 40%, OSD natin is 320,000. Don't forget class na meron kang, syempre, business expenses, ignore mo yan kasi itemized yan. Cost of sales, ignore mo rin, hindi mo pwedeng i-claim yan. Other non-operating income, interest income from bank deposit, 20% final tax yun, huwag mo isasama dito. But take note na meron tayong gain from sale of long-term capital asset not subject to CGT acquired 2 years ago. So alam natin, ito yung long-term capital gain, 50,000 times mo sa 50%. Okay? Kasi long-term siya, more than 1 year. Kaya yung gain na nilagay ko dyan, yung capital gain, 25,000. Right? So makukompute natin yung net taxable income, 505,000, letter C for number 9. Ayun. And then, yung number 10, how much is the income tax due under 8% income tax rate option? Take note, kapag 8% income tax rate option, ang base natin doon is yung GSR plus non-operating income. Ano yung GSR natin? 800. Yung non-operating income natin is yung gain, yung capital gain na na-compute natin earlier, 25,000. Okay? Total is 825. Don't forget na i-minus yung exempt na 250,000. Net taxable income natin is 575. Nag 8% income tax rate option daw times 8%, 46,000. Sagot natin for number 10 is letter A. Okay? So, ganun siya. Sige, numbers 11 and 12. So, let's read. A non-VAT registered domestic carrier by land has a franchise to engage in transport of passengers, goods, and cargoes. Its annual gross sales on transport of passengers amounted to 5 million. Pag transport of passengers, 3% CCT yan. Tama ba? Its annual gross sales on transport of goods and cargoes amounted to 3 million. So, hindi nag-exceed ng VAT threshold, hindi rin siya VAT registered. Ibig sabihin, yung 3 million na yan subject sa 3% OPT. So, letter A, yung sagot natin sa number 11. Bakit, sir? Saan ba yung 11 natin? 11 is this one. Okay, how much is the business tax on transport of passengers? So, 5 million times 3%, 150,000 CCT. Letter E sagot natin for number 11, 150,000 CCT under section 117. And then, sa number 12 naman class, how much is the business tax on transport of goods and cargoes? Again, 3% OPT yan. 3 million times 3%, 90,000 OPT, letter A. 90,000 other percentage tax under section 116. Okay, so 13 and 14, donors tax naman tayo. So, on January 1, 2024, Y donated a piece of land to her best friend. The deed of donation was delivered to her best friend. On January 15, her best friend made known her acceptance on January 31. Tama ba, class? Bago maging perfected ang isang donation, dapat merong delivery and then dapat may acceptance. So, ibig sabihin, class, perfected yung donation on January 31. Yun yung sagot natin sa number 13. At what date should the piece of land be valued for donor's tax purposes? Letter C, January 31, 2024. How much daw yung donor's tax due? So, ito yung solution natin sa number 14. The land had an unpaid mortgage of 200,000 and then unpaid realty tax of 10,000, both of which were assumed by the donee. The assessed value and zonal value, 2 million and 1 million respectively. Siyempre, assessed value natin is 2 million. Yung mortgage assumed by the donee, ang total niyan ay 210,000 yung mortgage plus unpaid realty tax. Ito yung net gift natin. I-minus mo yung exempt na 250,000. Taxable gift natin is 1,540. Alam natin class, 6% ang donor's tax rate. Times 6%, donor's tax natin is 92,400. Letter C for number 14. Number 15, a domestic corporation in the electricity generation business sold its power plants and generators to another domestic corporation. Tama ba class kung electricity generation business yan, tapos binenta niya yung power plants and generators niya? Tama ba? Ordinary assets yun? Okay. Pag ordinary assets ay binenta mo, yung gain mo dun ay ordinary income. And then, subject pa yan sa VAT. Okay? The total selling price amounted to 20 million. According to the BIR, 12% output VAT must be imposed. On the other hand, the seller is claiming that output VAT must not be imposed because it's a capital asset. So, ang tama dito si BIR. Letter A sagot natin, the BIR. The transaction is a sale of an ordinary asset which is subject to output VAT na 12%. So A tayo for number 15. Number 16, which of the following is allowed a presumptive input VAT? Yung Samami and Recopa. Nasa choices lang, yung cooking oil, manufacturer of cooking oil, letter B for number 16. Number 17, BPI, a domestic corporation, declared and distributed dividends in favor of a resident foreign corporation amounting to 10 million. How much is the income tax payable in the Philippines? Domestic corp to RFC, exempt yan. Okay, so letter D for number 17, corporate dividends. So domestic to domestic, exempt. Domestic to RFC, also exempt. Kaya letter D, sagot natin sa number 17. Number 18, solution natin is this one. Okay, a senior citizen with 2 grandchildren, so tatlo silang lahat, okay, went to Cebu for a vacation. The total cost of the plane ticket, 6,300. So, 3 times 1/3, kasi isa lang yung senior citizen, 2/1 siya. Yung 2/3 naman ay dun sa grandchildren niya, okay? Now, kinuha natin sa senior citizen, tatanggalin natin yung VAT, 2/1 divided by 1.12, yung 1,875, yan yung portion ng selling price sa senior citizen excluding VAT, okay? 1,875 multiply mo sa 12%, yung VAT na hindi dapat bayaran ng senior citizen is 225, yung discount na 20% is 1,875 times 20%, 375. Ang tanong dyan, class, how much daw yung due and payable? So, ang total is 6,300. I-minus mo yung VAT kasi VAT exempt sa senior citizen. Yung discount ni senior citizen, minus mo sa 375. 6,300 minus 225 minus 375. Ang babayaran na lang is 5,700, which is letter B for number 18. Okay, number 19, 221. So, focus kayo dito. Ito yung number 19 natin. Sige, so, number 19, gross income daw for 2024. Number 20, what if outright method, gross income 2026. Number 21, using spread out gross income 2026. Okay, di mo tayo sa 2024. A lessor leased out a lot to a lessee for 15 years. Yun yung lease term natin. Beginning January 1, 2024. Okay, so i-plus 15 natin yun. January 1, 2024 plus 15, January 1, 2039. Okay? So, yun yung expiration, January 1, 2039. Okay, ito yung mga na-receive. Advance rent for 2 years, covering January 1, 2024 to January 1, 2026. Siyempre, kapag advance rent, pag na-receive natin, taxable agad yan. So, sa number 19, yung advance rent na yan na 480, taxable siya. And then, monthly rent starting 2026, wala pa kasi 2024 yung kino-compute natin. Hindi pa taxable yan. Kasi nandito na yan sa advance rent na 480. Security deposit, if silent, hindi yan taxable kasi ibabalik kay lessee. Annual real property tax to be paid by lessee, inassume ni lessee, taxable yan. Gross income yan kay lessor, so RPT 10,000. Pag hindi inassume ni lessee, hindi yan gross income ni lessor. Okay? Cost of building, take note, matatapos siya. So, 2.8 million matatapos siya July 1, 2026. And then, useful life is 20 years. Sa number 19, ang tanong is 2024, dalawa lang, advance rent plus yung RPT, 490,000, letter B for number 19. Number 20 naman, 2026 yung tanong, outright method. Kapag outright method, kung ano yung fair market value at the date of completion ng leasehold improvements kasama sa gross income ni lessor. So, meron tayong rental, sir, sa mo nakuha yung 240,000. Ang nakalagay dyan, monthly rent na 20,000. 20,000 times 12 months, 240,000. Okay? RPT kasi annual yan, ina-assume ni lessee. Okay? According sa agreement nila. So, kasama sa gross income ni lessor yan. Fair market value, the date of completion is 2.8 million. Okay? So, ayan siya. Which is also the cost. Yung assumption natin, cost is equal to fair market value. Add natin 240 plus 10 plus 2.8, 3,050,000. Letter C for number 20. Spread out method naman, class, well, ganito gagawin ko dyan. Pag spread out method, kailangan natin makompute yung book value of the leasehold improvements at the date of expiration of the lease contract. Kung maalala nyo, expiration natin is January 1, 2039. Okay? Kasi 15 years. And take note na complete yung building, na-complete yung leasehold improvements July 1, 2026. So, ibig sabihin, 15 years yung total na lease term, January 1, 2024 to July 1, 2026, that's 2.5 years. 15 minus 2.5 is 12.5 years. Okay? Ang gagawin ko, kukumputin ko yung accumulated depreciation after 12.5 years. So, ang ginawa ko dyan, 2.8 million divided by 20 years na useful life times 12.5, ito yung accumulated depreciation ko. 1.75 million. Okay? Ang cost natin is 2.8 million minus accumulated depreciation. Yung book value is 1,050,000. Yung 1,050,000, iyan yung total na gross income ni lessor from the leasehold improvements. Pero take note, 2026 lang yung kino-compute natin. 1,050,000, divide sa 12.5, okay? Because that's from July 1 to 2026 to January 1, 2039. Don't forget na i-multiply siya sa 6 over 12 kasi pinag-uusapan natin 2026 lang, which is July 1, 2026 to December 31, 2026 times 6 over 12, income from leasehold improvements, 42,000. Compute natin lahat. So ito na yung 42,000. Siyempre monthly, yung annual rent natin, 240,000. Real property tax na installment lessee, 10. Add natin, 240 plus 10 plus 42, 292,000 yung gross income natin for number 21 using spread out method. 292,000 letter C for number 21. 22, statement 1, if the property sold is subject to a mortgage which is assumed by the buyer and the mortgage is dapat yan more than the cost of the property sold, the difference shall form part of the initial payments. In which case, the contract price is equal to selling price less mortgage assumed plus the difference. Okay, sana kaya lang less yun nakalagay. Dapat more than, okay? So, false in statement 1. Statement 2, ordinary losses are always deductible in full from ordinary gains. Tama, yan. Kasi wala naman tayong special rules when it comes to ordinary assets. Statement 3, capital losses are always deductible in full from capital gains. Mali yan kasi yung capital losses natin, deductible lang sila up to the extent of capital gains. So, false. So, yung statement 1 is false, statement 2 is true. Statement 3 is false. Only one statement is correct. For number 22 is letter A. 23, which of the following is not correct? Yung A, B, and C, tama lahat yan. Mali yung D. A joint venture for undertaking construction projects is taxable same as GPP dapat. Okay? Hindi ordinary partnership. Kasi yung joint venture for undertaking construction projects, exempt sila from income tax. Letter D for number 23. 24, income from sale of real property is taxable within the Philippines if ano yung situs kapag real property, location of the property. Hindi kung saan mo siya binenta. Okay, dapat location of the property. Letter C, the real property sold is located in the Philippines. Number 25, which of the following is incorrect? Ang mali dito, yung letter C. Bakit, sir? Tama yung A, B, and D. So yung letter C, taxes are levied and collected by the legislative branch of the government. Okay yung levied. Pero yung collected, ang nagko-collect ICBIR, which is an executive branch of the government. Letter C for number 25. 26, yung solution natin is 26, dito tayo, 27 and 28. C, W owns a convenience store and offers bookkeeping services to his clients at the same time. During the year, his gross sales amounted to 800,000, gross receipts from bookkeeping, 300. Ang total mo dyan is 1.1 million. Ito siya. Gross sales or receipts natin, 1.1 million. He signified his intention to be taxed at 8%. How much is the... Okay, so... Tingnan natin, number 26, will W qualify to be taxed at 8%? Well, tama naman kasi yung GSR niya plus other non-operating income, if meron, well, wala naman sa given, yun yung basis natin na 3 million. Hindi naman nag-exceed kasi 1.1 million lang. So, yes tayo for number 26, A, because the total GSR and other non-operating income do not exceed the VAT threshold na 3 million and nag-signify naman siya ng intention sa first quarter ITR. Letter A tayo for number 26. Number 27, how much daw is the income tax due? So, ang gagawin ko dyan, may GSR tayo na 1.1 million. Don't forget, class, kahit mag 8% ka, meron kang ima-minus muna na 250,000. Therefore, net taxable income natin is 850,000 times 8%. Income tax due natin is 68,000. Letter C for number 27. Assuming, number 28, W failed to signify his intention to be taxed at 8%. So, tax table ka dyan. He incurred cost of sales and OPEX, 600, 200, gagawin ko dyan. GSR na 1.1 million, minus natin yung cost of sales na 600, minus mo yung OPEX or allowable deductions na 200, net taxable income ay 300,000. Given tayo ng tax table, in the board exam, given yung tax table, usually nasa dulo siya ng questionnaire, okay? So, dito class, papasok siya dun sa second row, 15% of the excess over 250. 15% excess ng over 250, makakompute mo dyan, income tax due natin is 7,500, letter B for number 28. 29, to what business tax will W be liable if he failed to signify his intention to be taxed at 8%? Pag nag 8% ka, basically wala kang babayaran na OPT. Since what if daw nag-fail to signify, magiging liable to 3% OPT under Section 116, letter B. Ayan, B, 3% OPT under Section 116. Number 30, which of the following is incorrect? Tama yung B, C, and D, mali yung A. OBUs or offshore banking units, taxable sila as regular corporations. 25% RCT yan, hindi 10%. Okay? A tayo for number 30. O, 31. Which of the following will not form part of the gross estate? Alin daw dito yung excluded from gross estate? Sagot mo dito class is letter C. Property received under special power of appointment. Pag naka-receive yung decedent, well, nabuhay pa siya, under special power of appointment, it's as if agent or trustee lang si decedent. Therefore, excluded siya from gross estate. Letter C sa number 31. 32 to 30, onward to 35. Ito yung solution natin. Okay. Mr. X is a resident of Quezon City. He died during the year and left the following exclusive property. So, explicit na sa problem na exclusive properties and obligations. Okay, house and lot in Quezon City. Siyempre, that's family home daw. Within yan. Okay. Vacation house in Japan, without. Commercial land in Cavite, within yan. Car located in Manila, that's also within. Proceeds of life insurance where the revocable beneficiary is his daughter. So, kapag revocable, kay decedent pa rin yan, so within. Collectible art paintings, within din siya, 1 million. Claims against insolvent person, yung 100,000 na yan ay part of the gross estate. And then, yung liabilities o assets, 10, diabetes, 100. Ibig sabihin, yung 90,000 uncollectible. Part of ordinary deductions. Mamaya, yung claims against insolvent person na 90. Alright, shares of JKL, listed corporation, 1,000 shares. Highest is 110 and then lowest is 90. Kunin mo yung average niyan, 110 plus 90 over 2, i-multiply mo sa 1,000, 100,000 yung shares na yan, okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag in-add mo lahat yung class, ang makukuha mong gross estate dapat dyan is 11 million. So, ang sagot natin sa number 32, gross estate is letter D, 11 million. And then, i-minus natin yung mga ordinary deductions natin. Let's continue reading the expenses and obligations. Taxes incurred before that, still unpaid, 600,000 minus mo yan, ordinary deductions yan. Claims against the estate, 310,000, i-minus mo din yan. Dalawa yung claims natin. Against insolvent person, 90. Against the estate, 310,000. Okay, so, and then meron tayong special deductions. Family home natin, 800,000. And then yung standard deduction natin is 5 million. Therefore, dun muna tayo sa number, therefore, net taxable estate mo is 4.2 million times 6%. Estate tax due natin, 252,000. Pero punta ka doon sa number 33, total allowable deductions. Ibig sabihin, pag samasamahin natin yung ordinary and yung special. So, add mo siya, 600 plus 90 plus 310 plus 800 plus 5 million, 6.8 million yung total allowable deductions natin. Letter C for number 33. Number 34, estate tax due, na-compute na natin, 252,000. Letter B tayo for number 34. And then number 35 naman, gross estate if the decedent was NRA. Kung maalala nyo class, kapag NRA, taxable lang within the Philippines. Kung ang gross estate natin na total is 11 million, and then isa lang naman yung without the Philippines dito, which is yung vacation house in Japan. I-minus natin yan. 11 minus 5.5, gross estate kapag NRA, letter C, 5.5 million. Okay? Number 36 to 37. So, remedies tayo. The following events occurred during 2024 and 2025. April 1, 2024, the BIR issued a fund to the taxpayer. Okay? The taxpayer filed a protest for request for investigation. So, on time ba si taxpayer? Well, kapag naka-receive ng fund, meron kang 30 days. April 1, ibig sabihin, meron siya hanggang May 1, 2024. Nag-protest April 25, so pasok dun sa timeline, walang problema. The BIR directed the taxpayer to submit all the supporting documents. Tama ba, class? Merong 60 days para mag-submit. April 25 plus 60, that is June 24. So, third row natin, June 24, nag-submit si taxpayer, so tama din. Last day siya nag-submit, so okay lang. Pasok sa timeline. And then, with no response received from BIR, the taxpayer filed its appeal with the CTA noong January 20. So basically, merong indirect denial. Tama ba, class? Kapag indirect denial,